What is up, bros, and welcome back. And in this video we are going to be doing a part 2 to the hidden and known changes that are going to be coming to Grim Sky. Now this first one I'm going to quickly get out of the way because I actually didn't compare the C75 in my SMG comparison video. If you haven't checked that one out, I'll leave a link down below in the description. In that video, I show how so many of the SMGs are so much harder to control the recoil, but according to this gun and this comparison, there still may be hope for the SMGs. Now this one is a super random change, and on one side it really doesn't make any difference. You can see that they actually took out part of the fence on the garage roof on Consulate. Now on the south side you can just simply vault up and run across it, but on the north side of the garage roof you guys can see that I can't actually just run up it. I still have to vault. So even though they took away part of the fence, you still have to vault on that north side. One thing to keep in mind throughout this video is that this is the TTS. They still could change a few things before the official release on the 4th. So this next one is going to be yet again another change when you spawn on the gas station area on Consulate. You guys can see that as you run towards the garage, they actually added this huge kind of beige yellowish umbrella, and that is in an attempt to stop spawn peeks coming from the yellow stairs. Now for me, spawn kills from yellow stairs was never really one of my go-tos. There's a lot of better options if you're going to spawn kill into gas station. For example, if you just go up in the office and lean left after breaking one of those windows, you can see straight down about where that umbrella comes out. So good change to keep some people a little bit more safe, but honestly by the time you get here you need to be pre-firing windows anyways. So this is an attempt to kind of break down and super zoom in and slow-mo and show you guys how the weapon misalignment is changing. Now you guys can take a look on the right hand side. The bullet holes actually are not going where the tip of my reticle is landing. It's kind of random in that general area. Versus now when you look on the left hand side within the Grim Sky TTS, the bullets are 100% of the time going exactly where the tip of your reticle is aiming at. So this is an amazing change, and this is the reason that a lot of guns recoil feels much better, or at least a little bit different. This is definitely one of the biggest and best changes coming to this update in my opinion. Now this next change is sparking a little bit of controversy. They actually changed the faces of Twitch, Buck, Rook, Frost, and Blitz. Now on top of that, they actually reworked a couple of the elite skins. For example, the Rook, which you see on the bottom left right now. The elite skin that came out in previous seasons, they actually changed it for this season. So if you paid for the existing Rook Elite, it's actually going to be different coming with Grim Sky, which I can understand. It's not exactly what the players in the previous seasons paid for, and then I don't know why they're just changing it for whatever reason. I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this down below, or why you guys think they are even changing it. It is kind of weird to me because they did pay for something and then now they're taking that and changing it. Kind of weird, but not like a game changing aspect, but definitely an interesting change. So this is an interesting one. Now you actually get notified right before you get screwed and join an ongoing match. Generally these are losing ones from my personal experience. I don't know, let me know if you guys have a different opinion on this. But yeah, now you get a warning or at least a notification while you're joining an ongoing match. This next one is going to have an impact on your drone game on Border and possibly some other maps too. I didn't have time to fully explore every single map to figure out what was going on, but now the desks on at least Border are completely sealed off to the bottom. Before, you used to be able to drive your drone straight through here, kind of use it to juke out the enemy and get your drone around to safety, but now you can see that the majority of these desks on Border have the lip going all the way to the bottom. One thing to keep in mind is this could also possibly keep you safer if you're ever hiding within these desks. The enemy team won't be able to actually shoot through the bottom of the desk like they were before. So yet again, another interesting change. So this one is an update from the previous video. When I made the part 1 to this, they made it so that hatches took all 6 pellets for the Hibana X Kairos to break a hatch. They actually lowered that down to 4. Now you guys know in the current live build, it literally only takes 1 X Kairos to detonate on a hatch and you can go through it. Now when you detonate 3 or less, it only creates a hole. You're gonna have to get at least 4 detonated on top of a hatch in order to completely open it up. Now this one I'm adding in because I got so many comments on the previous video. In the previous video, I was showing how Thatcher only disables regular cameras now. I didn't actually show you guys the Valkyrie camera test. Well, this section is here to share with you guys that yes, Thatcher only temporarily disables Valkyrie cameras also. And just like regular cameras, it is about a 10-second disable for these cameras. So interesting change. Thatcher doesn't get too much love, but I think we can live with it. This is also another update from the part 1 of this video. We're going to listen in and listen to how much louder the Twitch drone is now with the new build. Alright, so with this one, Dangleberries was showing me on Consulate how they actually reworked the walls on the first floor. You guys can see that they changed them to cement and it's still not perfectly finished because there is some grass poking through. So it looks like they're working on some new textures on Consulate as well as a bunch of other changes that we've been covering. And man, I just gotta say, if you guys are not subbed to Dangleberries already, he has some crazy spicy stuff coming out within the next few weeks. You're definitely not gonna want to miss it. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. He has some of the most clever things I've ever seen in Siege. So I'm going to show you guys some other lighting changes that I was talking about a little bit earlier. Take example this bathroom on Consulate. You guys can see how insanely dark it is, as well as a bunch of other rooms and staircases. They're very much different colored from before. Now this is a good example of something that could be tweaked before it goes over onto the live build, and you guys can see here that even when I open the window, it doesn't really let any light in. So I will be curious to see if these lighting changes follow through and go onto the live build on the 4th, or if they'll stay the same. They're much different. Definitely makes the map feel a little bit updated. As long as it doesn't get too dark, it's a pretty cool change. So on this one, I'm just going to spend about 30 seconds showing you guys some of the new Gadget emblems. Every single operator in Siege got an updated Gadget emblem, and I'm going to show you a few of them here. This first one you see on Sledge. Second one, you guys are going to see Thatcher's EMP. Third one, Twitch's shock drone. The fourth one, we're going to show Bandit's battery charges. And the fifth one, I'm going to show you the difference between Ash's breaching charges. Alright, 10 seconds on this one. Super random change that we found, but on Mute's character select screen, now he's holding his shotgun vertical. Super random tweak, I know. Now here's another reason that the SMGs may feel differently. You guys can see here that on the SMG 12, you're actually much more zoomed out now than before. When you're ADSing in Parabellum, your face is pretty much straight up on the iron sights, versus now you got some distance. So these next couple ones, I'm going to show you a little bit of differences with the user interfaces. You guys can see here, this is the old scoreboard. You guys can see Altered, Milsim, and Cobb just backpacking me versus this new scoreboard. You guys can see the color differences. Overall, just a more modern feel to it. Now for this one, this is going to be the drone user interface. You guys can see here the old one. You guys have all of the little buttons. The compass is very small versus the new one. The compass is centered and much larger, a little bit easier to direct yourself around the maps. Anyways, you guys, that's going to wrap it up for part number 2 of the hidden and known changes within the Grim Sky TTS. I cannot wait to get my hands on the live build and bring you guys the coolest new tips and tricks. I love you guys all. I'll see you guys all very soon in the next video. Peace.